Hi friends, welcome to I Want to Know, the show dedicated to our community and all the people that make it work in such a wonderful manner. Today I'm fortunate enough to have Meredith Daggett and Paul DeJohn. Meredith Daggett is proprietor of Syds Book Shack and Boutique of Guilford, and we'll be telling you all about that wonderful entity. And Paul DeJohn is invaluable, I've been told.
That's what they say.
So, Meredith, hi.
Yes,
nice
hi.
to meet you.
How are you?
Thank you for joining me.
Thank you. Well, thank you for having us.
Of course. So why don't you tell me a little bit about Syds Book Shack, and then we can get into why it started.
So Syds Book Shack is a nonprofit, and basically what we're doing is we're collecting donations of gently used books and games and puzzles, and basically we are taking what we earn and buying talkers for nonverbal people. And basically what a talker is, it's just kind of like an iPad with a speech program on it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then how do they activate the talkers in different ways, like via using their hands or other body functions?
Yeah.
Depending on the disability, I suppose?
Yeah, for the most part, we're just kind of talking about ones where you can use your hands.
Okay.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell everybody at home, your history first, and then why you got into this cause.
Okay. Well, if you start way back when.
We grew up in Guilford.
I grew up in Madison.
Oh, in Madison,
yeah,
sorry.
Close, same difference, kind of. So I grew up, the shoreline. So grew up there, got my master's in teaching. So I taught second grade for a while, and then I had twin girls.
17 years ago, basically the same age as my child.
I know,
it's amazing.
I'm like, I can't get over it. So, but to make a long story short, when you have twins, you can kind of see one developing and then maybe one developing a little slower or at a different pace and
different trajectories, like developmental trajectories.
Yeah, exactly. So like if, so it's, my daughters are Syd and Maddie. So Maddie was born neurotypical, and Syd was actually, she's on the autism spectrum. So to make a long story short.
How old was she when you discovered that? You're saying around 2 o'clock or so?
Yeah, well.
I mean, 2 o'clock.
It sounded good to me.
Really? Seriously?
It sounded good to me. So
2 years old.
When she was 1 and even 2, I mean, you see Maddie kind of sitting up. She's doing, walking. It took Syd probably till about 2 to start walking. So I was carrying around this like long child, and so. And you have another daughter who's babbling and talking and all of that, and then you have Sydney, who wasn't doing any of those things. She would say a couple words here and there and then almost lose it. So she has actually something called apraxia. And what apraxia is, it's your brain is not connecting to your speech. So
which can be, I cannot imagine how frustrating that must be for another human to have that.
That's why the talkers are so important.
It must feel like a cage.
Yeah. I think about it all the time.
Yeah.
And Syd, she does try and talk, and we encourage it. And we know a couple of the words she's saying, but the rest of the world would have no idea. So that's why these talkers are imperative. It's her voice.
It's their lease.
Yeah, it's her. I mean, without it, she wouldn't get her wants and needs met in the community. Even with family members. I mean, there are some family members that aren't, as close as we are, or, her grandparents, and they don't, you don't know what she's saying. She'll say duh duh duh, and we know it's I want to go to Dunkin' Donuts and get me a iced coffee. So nobody else would know that.
At least her priorities are straight.
She really does have good priorities.
I feel that.
Yeah, it's that. It's sushi. It's pizza and Chinese food. Those are.
Wow,
yeah.
same diet.
And books.
Our same diet. It's amazing.
You guys are twins.
Was she always nonverbal, or did she?
She, for the most part. So with apraxia, it's very common to be able to speak some words when you're little, or actually talk, and then you actually can lose that.
Lose that connection.
Yeah. So she lost it.
Okay. So time goes on, and you really spend your time being an advocate for your child. Normally, parents are advocates for their children, but when you have a special needs child, Your background in education probably really helped.
It did, because I for the most part, knew the ins and outs, what's considered legal, what's not legal, what
the schools are obligated to do,
the obligations. There's something called IDEA, and it's, yeah. So, but in Syd's case, we're very fortunate to have some really good teachers, really good experiences, but you know, it's the OT, PT, speech, it's outside therapies. It's a full-time job.
It's transportation even. I mean, all these different needs.
Yeah, it's you know, you're a taxi cab driver, but then, you know, the public school system does provide her, you know, transportation to, you know, she has a volunteer position right now, so they'll do that, and she works at the store, so after school they would bring her there. So
right, okay.
Yeah, so it's, as she's getting older, it's better.
So you're hanging out at dinner and you're saying, I'm going to open up a bookstore. Like, how did this work? How did this develop?
So it developed, basically we were at a PPT.
Which stands for?
The Planning Placement Team.
Yes.
Yes, got it. So anyway, at these meetings at school, we actually had ours via Zoom. You have an annual meeting for the most part, and we were talking about, you know, Syd's getting older, so what is she going to do when she's older? What is she going to do when she's 18? And, you know, typically what happens is once these kids with special needs turn 21, they age out, and it's like, so now it's like you get those skills in, because, and what's her passion? So her passion is books. So Paul and I, we're at this meeting, and I'm like, you know what? We're going to open a bookstore. We're going to do this because that's her passion. We can get her in there with some job training, and this can be something she can do later in life.
Right. This can be her future career,
yes.
right?
Yes.
And then it can do a lot of good for the community.
Absolutely. As it stands right now, we do have a lot of volunteers. We have some on the autism spectrum, and just all sorts of different people are helping out, and it's been wonderful.
Wow, awesome.
As well as Syd.
How big is the bookstore?
It's actually not that big. It's about 650 square feet. However, every single possible way we could fit in books and jewelry and all of that stuff, it's pretty well thought out by this guy. So, yeah.
This guy?
This guy.
So Paul, tell me about how you got involved with this project.
When we decided that we were going to move forward with this, Meredith put a post on Facebook to just whoever saw it, and the response was incredible. It went from, we might do this, it's a pretty good idea, we should probably do this, to everybody wanted to donate books, everybody wanted to help. So we ended up,
now we have to do it.
Yeah, we had to set up drop-off locations. So we had to go to Pages. They let us have a drop-off. Flutterby, Ashley's Ice Cream.
Heads Together.
Heads Together for Joanne. We had Sensation Station in town. So we had drop-off locations, and they were filling the totes daily.
Wow.
So we then had to have volunteers driving around helping us.
So they didn't overflow.
Yeah. Yeah, so we did that, and that ended up being a 3-car garage full of books.
Yeah.
And it was, okay, this is happening way faster than we had anticipated.
So you're like, oh, now we're in trouble.
Yeah.
Yep. So we reached out to some people and some realtors, and they found us a great location and great people to work with, and we
made it happen.
So how was it finding a place? I mean, that suited your needs for, you're a nonprofit.
It wasn't, honestly, we're in Strawberry Hill in Guilford, and the landlord there is amazing. He had a couple of locations, and a couple of them, we didn't even know he owned multiple locations we were looking at. But surprisingly, it was pretty easy to do during COVID, because this was still in that window of things weren't totally opened up yet.
Right.
Yeah.
And they were phenomenal. They made sure they took care of us, and they redid everything for us to make sure we were set up the way we wanted to be.
You could be accommodated. Fantastic. Is Syd helping out with everything?
So Syd with her love of books,
Yeah.
shoots right for the books.
So she spends she did spend a lot of time in the garage.
Yeah.
Now you know where to find her. She's in the store.
Yeah, she's in the store almost every day. But she does have 1 or 2 days a week where she actually has a job coach with her. So they are working on specific skills. And she knows, like, during that time, it's just like...
There's no reading. We're segregating books.
We're working.
We're setting this up.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. Wow, that's a wonderful problem to have, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, it's very hard sometimes for special needs kids to find hobbies other than like watching TV. They're very usually visual people, and Syd just has this love of books, and it's really been a good thing for her.
Wow.
And our family.
And how does her sister handle all of this? How has her sister handled all this throughout her whole life, really?
Maddie, Syd's sister, is probably the most empathetic, genuine people you'll ever meet. She's a way better person than I am. I mean, she is such a special kid. And everybody, it's not just me, everybody else says it, right?
Yes.
She's smart, she's just a good person. So, they have their sisterly disputes.
Sibling
stuff.
Issues.
But for the most part, she's amazing with Syd's population and Syd, and I can't say enough. She's been very important.
She does not only does she work at the store, she's got her days that she wants to be there, and her friends are now volunteering to work those days.
Yeah.
But she then will help kids at school that are special needs, whether she's in best friends club or whatever it may be. So that helps unified sports as well.
Yeah.
When COVID's over, that'll happen again.
Sure.
She really does.
She's
a
really
saint, this kid. Honestly.
I know. It's kind of sickening. Yeah. She's really a good kid. I mean, she's a good person.
Yeah. Well, you deserve a lot of that credit too,
Yeah, sometimes, yeah.
I think
she's
so.
so good. Yeah.
I mean, this is all you're doing.
Well, and I mean, Syd.
They're the inspiration, but it's you're doing it.
Yeah. You know what? Yeah.
Just take credit.
All right, I'll take a little credit.
Mr. Invaluable here too.
He's been awesome.
Like, the shelves wouldn't be up on the walls if it weren't for you.
No. And that's another thing. Maddie, I did have knee surgery, so of course this all starts, and now I need knee surgery. So Maddie and Paul have just been like hauling all the books, and they've been amazing, and I feel terrible that I can't really pick anything up. So.
Well, you'll get back at it.
Yeah.
You'll pick up your fair share, I'm sure, as well.
I'm sure they're
we're taking a month off after that.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, you'll need to.
Yeah.
Is the store open now?
So the store is open. It's been open since May. We've had a ton of community support. We have such good books. We have such good puzzles and games. And then I do like crafty jewelry and, wine glasses and totes and stuff like that.
Okay.
So.
When is the store open?
So the store is not open on Mondays. It's open Tuesdays through Saturdays from 10 to 6.
Okay.
And then Sundays from 11 to 4.
Okay. And is Syd there most of the time, or?
She is. It's hard because she has school.
So she's there after school. And
Yeah,
school
so she'll sometimes be there after school, but after school she's also in a teen group. She volunteers at the library.
So when does she have time?
She's a kid on the go.
She's like a kid.
She
works Sunday with me.
Yeah, Sundays, and she has a designated day of Thursday.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, very good.
Yeah.
So what else can you tell the community about, Syd, her sister, or the bookstore, or what you want to see happen in the future?
What I really want to see happen is we've seen how Syd has grown so much and how she has a voice now in the community. We want other people to experience that. There are a lot of people that don't even know this technology is out there. A lot of people can't afford this, and that's why we want to give them access to these talkers. It's amazing. I mean, Syd tells jokes on it. We'll all be talking about let's like do something fun for dinner. She's in the background, sushi. Like we get
or
it.
Dunkin' Donuts.
Yeah,
coffee, coffee, right?
Iced coffee. Yeah. So, but she, gets in on our conversations. I mean, without it, she wouldn't be able to tell the outside world like what she's feeling.
What's going on?
Yeah,
What's going on
what she
up here?
needs. Yeah.
For sure.
So.
Are you involved with other nonprofits that have the same goals and agendas, you know?
So that's something we want to do. We
Okay.
want to, there's a couple of different coffee houses that employ all sorts of people. There's a bakery, there's other stores. There's 2 other stores that I could think of that kind of do a similar thing. Not the, proceeds going to talkers, but towards,
But you can all collaborate.
that's what I want to do. That's like the end goal. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
So a bigger store and collaboration, a community, region-wide collaboration
Yeah.
Of same need
Yeah.
humans.
And get the word out. I mean, there's a lot of these people on the spectrum or just different types of abilities. They are like, they have gifts, and they need to, the world needs to see this.
You need to see it and
Yeah.
hear it, and
Yeah.
they need to express it.
Yeah.
And this could give a lot of these kids need to experience different things in life. Job skills, try different things in life. We're trying to give them the opportunity to learn new skills and do other things. So we want to have volunteers that are special needs, with or without job coaches,
Sure.
so that we could kind of give them some different opportunities that they may not have experienced before to.
And exposure to books, literature, whatever.
It's that, and it's also, experiencing and knowing social norms. Like if somebody comes in to the store, Syd would say, "Hey, I'm going to a restaurant tonight." And we're like, "No, that's not appropriate." If a customer comes into a store, again with the food, if a customer comes into the store, what should you say? So we're working on greetings and just stuff, appropriate workplace.
And mention the restaurant after they've come back a couple of times, and you're comfortable with them.
Then you can ask them what they suggest.
Oh, really?
I know. She's so funny. So.
And personable, sounds like.
She is. Everybody that knows her or works with her loves her. I mean, truly loves her. She's just such a good kid, just flexible, and really lives every day to the fullest.
But that's what you guys are doing too. I mean, you guys are equally as beautiful and compassionate, and living your lives to the fullest too, and helping out so many other people.
Honestly, that's what it's like all about.
Yeah.
Like that makes us happy.
Right.
So.
Well, it's very fulfilling.
Yeah, it is.
Okay. Well, what else can I tell? What else can we wrap this up with?
Do you want to talk about how people can get in touch?
Yeah, absolutely.
Sure.
And then we can talk about grant opportunities you're looking for and donations.
Yeah,
et cetera,
always.
et cetera.
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah.
So we can be found on Instagram and Facebook at Syds Book Shack, online at sydsbookshack.com, or via email at sydsbookshack@gmail.com. You can also call the store at 203-689-5632 and visit us at 1300 Boston Post Road, Strawberry Hill, right next to Kate So Modern.
Very good.
Yeah.
And the grant end of things and the donation end of things?
Yeah, I mean, you could always make a donation online. It's really simple. Always looking for really, book donations, puzzles, games. If you want to do monetary, that's great too. But and you can also buy the books online. We're starting to put all the books online, all different types, some really cool rare books, older books. So it's like the whole gamut.
Great, excellent.
And we can do donations right on the website as well.
Fantastic. Well, I wish you all the best.
Thank you.
And I look forward to coming in.
You better come in.
I'm going to come in.
You better come in.
And we're going to take pictures. I'm going to buy a necklace or something, and maybe a book. And I really look forward to meeting Syd and her sister, too, Maddie.
Yeah. So thank you so much. This was really fun.
Thank you. I really enjoyed this. Well, I guess that's a wrap, everybody. Thank you for joining us for another episode of I Want to Know. And I look forward to seeing you again soon. Be safe, be well, and take care.